Traveling can change the world. This sentence and this vision and this passion and all this mindset around traveling can change the world made me start working on a project about 1 year ago. And I was lucky enough to use this project that I'm extremely passionate about for the final project of this class. Right now is 5:11 a.m. and I've been up until now putting together my final presentation. The problem is the fact that this project that I've been working on is so big and so important for me, and I've been putting so much effort into this that it's just almost impossible to summarize everything in just a Word document. So I'm doing this video to explain my research, my design prototypes, my feedback, and the explanation of the decisions that I took. I just realized that it was easier for me to do a video and explain it this way. Well, why? My research was really deep, and I really went deep in this project. My research was something more like this, and this, and a little bit more of this. Yes, I filled 3 complete sketchbooks just with notes, interviews, and sketches about this project over 1 year. Then I contacted a firm from Brazil, and we just started working on this crazy idea of doing something around the concept of traveling can change the world. And then I came here to Morningside, and then I met Richard. I don't know exactly how, I just met him. And he decided to help me, and he started walking me through the whole process of design. We started working together last semester, and he just told me, you need to go there and do some interviews, find problem statements. And this first notebook was just interviews and notes and my thoughts about those interviews and reflections and brainstorming on how to find solutions for the problem statements that I found. However, looking back now, I think that I was doing kind of the not correct work. When I was doing these interviews, I was being really biased. I was so in love with the idea that I was trying to make the person that I was interviewing to give me the answers that I wanted. I was asking biased questions. I was trying to always find links that weren't exactly there just to prove my point. This was a lot of work in the wrong direction. And then I came to the second notebook. This notebook in the beginning was a couple of more steps in the wrong direction and a lot of sketching. I divide this project in 2 periods. A period before a pivot and after the pivot. A pivot basically is a drastic change on the direction you're walking towards. Until that pivoting point, the project was just a mess. As I said, just a mess. I was sketching, but I wasn't even sure what I was sketching for or what were my requirements or my objectives. I was just sketching without any purpose. I was just moving forward without any direction. It wasn't feeling right the direction I was walking towards. Either from the feedback I was receiving from the people I talked to about this project, either from the interviews that I was doing, either even from me. I wasn't even feeling that the direction that we were walking towards was right. Until I reached this page. And this page, as you can realize by the very big red exclamation mark, was a very important point. For those of you who don't understand Portuguese or can't understand my handwriting, that written right there is reconceitualização da ideia, or in English, reconceptualization of the idea, or pivot. And after this point, it started to feel right. I was liking the feedback I was receiving from people I was talking to. I liked the way they got excited about it. I was really feeling that it was walking out towards the right direction, and I keep feeling it. And then about a month after this pivot in the project, I came back to Morningside for the fall 2017, and I started taking this class, Advanced Interaction Design. I learned design concepts like objectives or requirements. I learned about the heuristics, I learned about prototyping, testing, I went through the whole process again, and all this technical knowledge I was getting in design was walking hand to hand with the whole entrepreneurial evolution that I went through over this semester. And then everything just matched together. And then we came to the third notebook. And then I started to design in a more objective way. You can see that I was now doing objectives, I was following requirements, I was understanding what I needed to fit in every single page to fulfill my vision. And almost every design decision that I took was based on, obviously, the vision itself of traveling can change the world, but also, and I think mostly, on having a very clear notion of where and what this project was gonna be. And this clear notion wouldn't even be possible if I didn't spend one whole semester walking in the wrong direction. So my design decisions were based on having such a clear vision of the concept itself, and also in everything I learned over this semester in terms of design, all the heuristics and how to make something really usable. And I just kept moving forward in the process. I built my icons, I redid the whole platform in paper, I had all my paper prototypes in here, and I found people to test it out, and I worked upon their feedback, and I just kept moving forward through the process to finally reach my high fidelity prototype that I'm gonna now present to you. Also, a huge shout out to my computer science class and my computer science professor, because this prototype I coded from scratch on HTML. It was just a lot of coding work, so a huge shout out to them too. And yeah, basically I'm really proud of this prototype. I'm really proud of the whole evolution that I had over this year that I've been working on this project. I feel really happy to look back to the notebooks and see how much I've worked on this and how much I've moved forward. I know I have a long way ahead of me, and I know it's gonna be hard, I know it's gonna be challenging, but I'm really passionate about this project, and I'm here and I'm willing to fight for it, and I'm willing to make it happen. And it's just such a deep belief on my vision, and I really want to make this vision come true. And it might sound extremely cliche, but just make a difference, because I blindly believe that traveling can change the world. Thank you, and I hope you really like the prototype.